Welcome to the 2015 SUNYAC Women's Volleyball Championship. Joining us here at a post-game match is the Fredonia Blue Devils head coach Jeff Braun and sophomore outside hitter Kristen Stanek. Fredonia suffered a tough 3-2 loss to Oswego today, but Jeff, talk a little bit about the match. 16-14 in that last one. It's a heck of a way to start a tournament. You had to be proud of your players, the way they battled.
Yeah, we just got out of the locker room, and that's what I told them. I'm proud of them. You know, it's bittersweet. It's kind of that moment as a coach where you want to, you know, you're angry that you lost, but you want to be there for them at the same time. But I have to give a lot of credit to Oswego. They played great today. I think Coach O'Connell and I talked before the match, and we said it was going to be a good one. It was going to be tight. You know, both teams can play. Both teams don't rely on one hitter. Both teams cover the floor really well, and it was, you know, it proved to be a pretty exciting match.
That last set when you guys were passing, it looked like you were smiling at each other, kind of confirming, yeah, this is a heck of a match.
Yeah, we indeed were. So we're not always smiling at each other, but today we did, yeah.
Chris, talk a little bit about the match itself. It looked grueling at times. There were times where the volleys were back and forth, and it seemed endless, draining. But just talk about how the match went.
I think we both really kept our composure, both teams, throughout, and pushing through those long points and winning those long points is really important. And I think we played together so much, and we played as, like, we've been talking about being a family, and I think we definitely played together.
Jeff, does it matter seeds when you get to this point in terms of where, because the teams looked dead even. Obviously they were evenly matched when you look at the score at the end.
Yeah, well, as you know, from top to bottom, I thought the SUNYAC was really competitive this year. So nobody was sneaking up on anybody. I think everybody had a lot of respect for their opponents all throughout the year, and that didn't change today, regardless of a 3 seed or a 6 seed or moving forward. I'm sure those other teams, they know they're in for it when they step on the court.
Kristen, as a student athlete, when you look at a tournament like this and how everybody, what does it say about SUNYAC volleyball and Fredonia volleyball?
I think it's great. We pushed through a very tough season at some points, and to show in this tournament and to play as well as we did felt really
good. The crowd was really into it. You saw a lot of the Fredonian parents and Oswego families over there. The gym was electric. It really set the tone. Could you feel that during the match?
We love our fans. We always have so many fans, but so yeah, we love the energy, and, like, I think it really helps when we have, like, a big point and everybody goes crazy.
Jeff, what does this do? Even though you guys lost, what's it do for you going forward to have suffering through a season where you had a lot of injuries? Now moving into next year, does this kind of experience help that you're that close?
Yeah, I mean, every experience you want to learn from. I thought I was really proud of this group of girls because we did have a lot of adversity this year in terms of injuries and confidence and some rough weekends. But our expectations never changed, and we never stopped working. We always worked through it. So I'm really proud of this team for that. So if we can learn from that, which I think we will, then we're going to be better off for it.
Kristen, was this game, this match, a little bit of a microcosm of your season and resilience? Because that first game tonight, that first set tonight, Oswego dominated, and you guys really came back in the next two and kind of took a step back and said, okay, we're in this. Nothing's going to shake us.
Yeah, we're a team that's really good at doing that. Actually, if we lose like that, we come back and we're, like, on fire, and we know we have to win the next game. And we all play like it.
And Jeff, is that what you saw too? After that first one, it was really, Fredonia really dominated.
Yeah. What happened? You know, we talk about what you do when a team pushes back on you, and I thought we responded really well.
Well, congratulations on a great season. Tough loss here, but tremendous start to the SUNYAC tournament.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome back to the 2015 SUNYAC Women's Volleyball Championship. Tonight, Oswego defeated Fredonia by the score of 3-2. Terrific comeback. We have like to welcome J.J. O'Connell, the head coach, and in the center here is Kelsey Dillon, a senior out of Deer Park, and then Lauren Edwards here on the end, a junior out of Oswego.
First things first, guys, congratulations on the game. What were your overall thoughts on the game, playing a number 6 seed but able to make the comeback?
There's definitely a lot of pressure. The three seed playing the 6 seed. Just Coach said a couple days ago. A lot of times the 3 seed will underlook the 6 seed. Just focus on the next day. With us playing New Paltz, but we had a couple scares, but everyone trusts each other, everyone supports each other, and we just did our job.
Yeah, she pretty much summed it up.
It seemed going from the third set to the fourth set, you guys were a lot more vocal. Coach O'Connell, you always keep that smile on your face, just never getting too extreme with your emotions. What's that like, just always letting your team know that they're in it?
We have a lot of senior leadership on the team, so I didn't have to panic. And you just trust them after a long enough time. We've had enough of those battles, and we talked about at the beginning of the fourth, we talked about how we were actually down 0-2 to Geneseo, and we made a joke. We were like, "Oh, well, this is 1-2. This is nothing compared to what we've been down at." So it was kind of good to lighten the mood a little bit, and then just help everyone relax. Because again, it was a tough championship right there, first game with Fredonia, because they're typically one of the better teams in the SUNYAC. So we just couldn't take them for granted.
Kelsey, what was going through your mind when you guys were down 2-1 sets? Maybe this could be my last time ever putting on the Laker uniform. Did you use that as motivation going into the final 2 sets?
I actually did, yeah. When the 6 or 7 of us that were huddled on the court before the game started, I said to everybody, I said, none of us want this to be the last game of the season, especially the seniors. And I mentioned, a lot of us are from Long Island, and a lot of parents drove 8 hours to come see us play today. So I said, do it for the parents that drove here. You don't want to see them. They didn't want to drive all the way here to, see a sad game. So we all just did our jobs and just hammered the balls as hard as we could.
You guys are one of the best teams in Oswego's program. You're 4th all time in regular season wins. Lauren, what are you looking forward to tomorrow, going up against a team that you've lost to that you're going to look to try and defeat this time?
I think we need to stay focused, and we all need to do our job so that we work together as a team so that we can progress and win that game.
All right. I think that'll do it.
Yeah, JJ, talk about the SUNYAC as a whole. Really, from top to bottom, it is tight, isn't it?
SUNYAC has a lot of really good coaches in it. So before you go into that first round robin, you don't know how good you are, and it's a nerve-wracking time. Like the championship is easy compared to the first round robin when you just don't know where you stand. So that's kind of entertaining, where you just don't know, and you've got great coaches, and everybody's going to bring their A game. So you could literally be 0-3, or you could be 3-0, and you just won't know until you actually see it on the court against another team. So top to bottom, it's just a really great conference with a lot of really great coaches, honestly.
Being a senior, have you seen that over the course of your time, that anybody can almost beat anybody?
Oh yeah.
If you don't bring your A game?
Absolutely, yeah. Just again, like Coach said a couple days ago, once you get to the playoffs, the seeds are out the window. Every team is good, and every team just wants to win. It just comes down to who wants it more and who fights more for it. Just like I mentioned earlier, a lot of times the 6 seed will beat the 3 seed in any sport. Our women's soccer team was a 6 seed, and they beat Geneseo, the 3rd seed. So, for me at least, it was a wake up call saying, okay, well, this could easily be a foreshadow, but we're not going to let that happen to us. And so, we just went all out.
You guys,
Did you mention that about the soccer?
Oh, we talked about Cortland Brockport last year.
Yeah.
So Cortland was the 3 and Brockport was the 6, and Brockport upset them. So we went back even further years than just what happened this year across the board. There was a couple others around the country I didn't mention to them because I didn't want to start getting us, yeah. Oh my God, we're the 3. We got to lose. So I certainly didn't want to go down that road, but I certainly brought up a couple examples from year to year. So definitely.
you guys are upperclassmen, obviously seen as leaders, but you want to talk about players like Ariel Morowski, who came in her freshman year, Allison Sullivan, who were playing in clutch moments and made really, really great plays.
It's definitely a blessing to have them on our team. And just like I said earlier, we all trust each other. We all support each other. Our assistant coach, Tyler, like a couple times I got down on myself this game. He said, even if you mess up 1,000 more times, everyone is still going to support you and everyone's still going to trust you. And it goes the same with the freshmen too. We have no problem setting them and relying on them to win points, even just because they're really good.
Coach O'Connell, what's that like, knowing that whenever you have to make substitutions, you know that you can trust any player that you have out there on the court?
It goes to a practice design. We don't really put our starters as a one unit in our practice very often. Even our last practice at Oswego on Wednesday, we didn't put our starters out there together. We play our whole squad, inner squad, because we have one squad. So you can trust everybody because you've seen it all in practice. And again, we have enough matches where we've rotated everybody throughout the course of the season to develop that trust. We know what we're getting out of that. So it's just part of our design that we we treat everybody equally, and we know what we're going to get because everyone's working really hard. And it's hard for me to figure out who should actually be in the lineup sometimes because everyone's given such great effort in practices. So
I'm going to ask Heather and Kelsey.
Lauren.
I'm sorry, Lauren. Sorry. Well, I want to ask both of you. That first, you won pretty easily in that first set. Then Fredonia gets the momentum and wins the next. Was there a moment where you kind of said, okay, this has got to change, and when did that change?
Well, it's funny because, we won the first game this match, and then when we played Fredonia during SUNYAC play, we lost the first game, and they might have just did the same thing we did. We just had a slow start when we played them a couple weeks ago, and it was clear that there was the same thing for them. They might have had a slow start in the first game, and then second and third game, they just started hammering balls at us and just playing amazing defense. So it was definitely a wake-up call, but just like I said, everyone had their job to do, and we just had to keep fighting. And like I said, it just comes down to who wants it more, honestly.
Congratulations and good luck tomorrow night when you guys move on to the semifinals.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.